terms of the window, that's what we looked at the last bit. I mean, this game is obviously be all and end all, but it's 40 million quid up for grabs on the line here. Apparently, it's so it's a game changer in terms of finances, isn't it? Really? Do you think getting through this tie alters the last 10 days, fortnight of the window, or week of the window? Sorry, do you think it changes the dynamic of it? Did they hit the button on 3 or 4 big blockbuster deals if they get that check in the post?
It's a good question. Probably. I think in terms of, again, pushing the boat out for just that extra bit of quality, you look at some of the names that have been linked, there's £7, £8, £9 million price tags been floated around for them. Are Celtic going to spend 20 million between now and the end of the window if they somehow fail to progress? I'm not so sure. Are we going to spend around about that ballpark if they get through? Quite possibly.
You have to.
Quite possibly. But I think
But the thing is, the net spends they're 8 million up for the summer, so they're actually.
By the way, there's nothing wrong with that. That's great business.
This is the way the club should be run. I mean,
that's what every club aspires to do.
They should be making the big signs and making the profits, because if you're going to sell two big stars every summer, which they tend to do, you need to reinvest that. And that was a problem kind of last summer. That money wasn't. I think there was a willingness to try and spend it. They just didn't manage it. It's like the accident. I didn't spend any money. That's basically what they said. Whereas this year they've managed to do their business, but I do think there is, and also we see the names I get about just now, they're kind of Janitas and Sugar and all these guys, and I think there's some names that are in that bracket, 6, 7, 8, 9 million quid, and I think if they get Champions League, I think they can hit the button. But they're not going to be out of pocket, because they've got 40 million quid coming in. They're at 8 million up already this summer. I think they're in a pretty good position. The wage bill isn't ridiculous now. They've lost so many. They've lost about 16 players from the squad. So I think they could go and hit the button.
I mean, I think it's also dependent on the departures as well, because Rio Hattati's still lingering around. He's obviously rejected a couple of moves. He's holding out for a top 5 league. Good luck to him. Hopefully he gets his move. I think it would.
I'm waiting for Kelly Brook to phone, but I don't know if it's happening yet.
I think it would be best for both parties. But
Good last week. I thought he was going to come to the bench right now.
Yeah,
played well.
I think his time's up. I think he's.
Oh yes,
he wants a new challenge. I think that's been abundantly clear for the last year. So I think if they can offload Rio Hattati,
he can Jacob Marley for the last 6 months, isn't he? What about the holding the holes at the bench time? Unfortunately,
but if they can offload Rio, I think you're looking at 2 midfielders coming in. At least. I think obviously we've spoken about the left back, the goalkeeper.
So there's still four.
I know obviously Jota will be due to return around about October, possibly earlier, but I still think even if it's a loanee, I think they still need to bolster that wide area as well. But I think a minimum of 4 signings is what Celtic ideally looking for.
If
a couple of loans just to fill up.
If Arthur Johnson, as we think, is going about to October, November, does or should Martin O'Neill and Celtic go and get a right back cover, or do you go with Donovan and Wilson?
Well, I think that's why. Obviously, we've reported, Scott Burns has reported from Record Sport a few times that Celtic are keen on Nico Seeger, and the players keen on a move to Celtic. Now, he's probably the perfect signing in that regard because he's versatile. Yeah. He plays right back predominantly for Ajax Split, but he's also capable of playing central midfield. So you're talking about filling holes. I think he's and Martin O'Neill likes a lot of versatility in the squad as well. So he kind of really fits the bill there. I don't think we really want to go out and splash money on another right back. That would give you 4 right backs and Alistair Johnson's back. Yeah. Ralston, who's third choice at the minute.
Also
Donovan. Plus the fact is, Donovan, I thought that was his best game in the Celtic jersey by far last week. You also need to create this pathway for guys. I mean, see if you were to block Kieran Tierney's pathway when he was first breaking through under Ronnie Dyler, and he was getting his chances against, I look back at things like Fenerbahce. That was his breakthrough year, and he was playing Europa League.
As a guy to get banned,
he
come in.
I think you need to give guys like that a chance. Donovan's proven himself certainly Europa League level last year. I thought he was excellent last year. And again, he's proven himself against Arsenal Champions League.
See this thing, this does my head in, right? This path, this is a all new podcast, by the way. Like, if they're good enough, they'll get in. The manager will play it. If he's got 2 players, manager doesn't care whether you're from Denison or from Dubrovnik. If you're the best player plays. So Kieran Tierney played because he was the best player. Not because he was the best Scottish player or he came through the academy. Cameron McGregor played because he's the best player. These guys played because they were the best. And by the way, this is a separate podcast. We're not giving these youngsters chances. These youngsters need to get a finger out and get better. Because they will play. teams will play them if they're good enough. You'll play.
I still think there needs to be a better pathway. See,
no, I get it, but people, the managers don't want to play these guys because it's too risky. Well, here's an idea: make yourself undroppable.
But this is why I think.
And I think Dorman did that last week. By the way, that's another point. I thought he did that.
But this is why I think Celtic's receiving new signing strategy of quality over quantity. How many times have we seen the likes of Marco Tilio, Kwon, Shin Yamada, project signings come in and block the pathway for these boys?
Yeah.
See, if you're eliminating that and you're just going for first team ready players, then there's going to be an opportunity for youngsters to go through the academy and maybe get an odd sub appearance, do well like Kobe Donovan has done, take his chance with both hands, and then progress even further and play in Europe like he's doing. So for me, no, I wouldn't be. I don't think right back should be a priority, but if they can get a versatile player like Nico Seeger in, who could probably most likely play in midfield but can also fill in at right back, I think that's a perfect scenario.
No, I think so as well. I think he looks the profile would be ideal for Celtic. Really, I mean, obviously I'm not watching the Croatian league on a weekly basis, so I don't know that. I mean, what I've seen, what you hear, and what you speak to people, you think it does sound as though he'd fit the bill. Kind of hardly kind of Canadian international, isn't he?
Yeah.
To replace one that's going to be missing for a while. But it's so let's go down to the predictions. So how do you see it going on? Do you think it's going to be a boring 0-0 Celtic seeing it out without any stress?
Is it ever boring for Celtic in Europe?
No.
I think it will. I funny feeling last night score first, but I think it'll be a score draw. I just can't see Celtic going over there with the quality they have going forward. And I think, to be honest, I don't think there's really that much separating LASK and Celtic from what I saw in the first leg in terms of quality between the two teams. But
really? I thought Celtic were
I think going forward is a difference, but I think midfield to defensively, I thought they
were
absolutely solid. So I don't know. I think Celtic will obviously put your hand off for a draw, but I think it will be 1-1. I feel like LASK will score first. Their tails will be up, but Celtic will deliver a back to the old performance, and then they'll get a goal, probably on the counter, and then that'll be it.
I think it'll be a bit like remember Celtic against Stuttgart in 2003.
Alan Thompson
when the 3-1 lead going up there, and they scored twice in the first 20 minutes to go 5-1 up, and it was done. But then it wasn't done. It went to 1-2 each, 3-2, and it was. I was talking to Chris Sutton about it last week, and he said the phrase was they were well, I should bricking it. He said in a different word in the last 20 minutes. I can see something. So I can see Celtic going another one and thinking this, and then all hell breaking loose. I just don't see it being straightforward.
That'd be very characteristic.
I don't. Listen, having been sitting on my laptop in Beersheba and Astana, like in match sport all over the place. I mean, genuinely, just utter brain damage and mental behaviour. But they survived it, and I think they will survive. This time again.
Yeah,
and then you can see what the draw would bring on.
Champions League draw on
Thursday,
5 p.m. Thursday, I believe, isn't
5 p.m.
it? Well, you say 5 p.m. by the way. Don't tune in from 5. I'd tune in from 6 if
it starts at 5 p.m. It finishes about midnight.
If Celtic get through, and that's a benefit off.
That's where they want to be, isn't it? Champions League is where Celtic want to be. I know some people think it's something can be a bit daunting sometimes going and getting a few doings here and there, but City want to be in that. Want to see a Scottish teams in the top level.